All right, spatchcocking a turkey. It's a weird word. I got you. So we start with the turkey, unwrapped it, and pull the giblets out. There should be, sometimes there's a bag, sometimes there's just a bunch of random stuff in there. Check both ends of the turkey. Make sure that there's nothing hiding in there. I've messed that up before. The little plastic ring that they sometimes put on there, it's really just kind of keep the legs in a specific location. Unnecessary. Doesn't need to be in there. Hey, look, more things. You can save those and make a gravy. That's what my wife does. Not gravy. She makes like a mix that she pours over the stuffing. Fucking fantastic. But we're not doing that tonight, so you don't have to worry about that. So I think one of the most important things, obviously don't need this plastic in there. Most important things is to make sure we're cutting the right part of the turkey out. So spatchcocking is basically removing the breast or the backbone and then spreading out the turkey on its breast. The legs are on the top side, the wings are on the bottom side. So wings up. You want a serrated knife. You can, I've heard people use like electric knives or stuff like that. I just feel like it'd be a mess. Backbone comes all the way down the center. So you're not gonna be able to really cut like diagonally through the backbone, so you don't really have to worry about it. Just kind of try to pick a straight line. The first side is the easiest because the whole bird's still together, so there's no wobbling or anything like that. You can hear yourself cutting through the bone. If you have a hard time getting all the way through, flip the bird around. Start cutting from the other side. Just meet in the middle. Okay, there's one side done. Now, this is the dangerous part. Because one side's cut open. There's raw little jagged pieces of spine sticking out and ribs. Like you can kind of see them right here, right? So you gotta be really careful about sticking your hand in there. The only thing worse than raw poultry is raw poultry in a wound. And trust me, you don't wanna have to wash that out. I don't know if my wife would ever let me touch her again. She's laughing. I think that's a yes. Again, if you're having a hard time getting through, switch it to the other side and go again. There's usually one rib bone that you're cutting through. It's gonna be harder than all the rest of them. There it is. Just working through it. I should probably fast forward this video if you want to. I don't know how much longer this is going to take me. Cut that section off just to make it a little easier to get through. Again, switching from one side to the other side to try to get that bone going. It's that one bone. It's the thickest one. You can pry at it and try to snap it too. There's a lot of different techniques to get through it. There we go. I was into the spine instead of the rib. literally twisted it around in a circle, trying to break it free. And it looks like I got it. All right. So yeah, not horribly easy. I'm sure there are better knives out there than this one. It's just a serrated knife. It's a relatively cheap knife. It's not going to be something my wife gets angry at me about. So now, you want to rinse out the cavity. There's going to be a bit of debris in there. Debris. Random pieces of turkey and then bones and such, and you want to kind of get that out of there. Now, I'm going to dry brine my turkey overnight. Dry brining it basically is I'm going to cover it in salt, and then I'm going to let it sit out. Z, stop. Honey, could you get your parrot? I'm going to let it sit out in the fridge. Now, the fridge has usually 2 condensers, if not 3 condensers in it, that will help dry out the turkey. You'll notice it's still sitting pretty high up here. I cut the backbone out, but we now have to break the breastbone. That is a ferret. He was trying to climb under the cabinets. You're not supposed to do that. Luckily, my wife got him. So, sprayed the legs a little bit, but it's still sitting up high. So you're gonna just basically push down on this cavity to snap it. Oh, there's one. Trying to get this bird to lay down. There we go. All right. So you'll notice it's sitting a lot more flat now. This is going to be important because we can cut off all this extra skin. It's not necessary. Laying flat's going to be important because we're going to cut it or cook it that way. And when we cook it flat, it's going to burn through a lot more of the cook faster. So instead of taking 6 hours or so to cook this turkey, turkey's probably going to cook 3 hours, maybe 4. So the good thing about this is, so now it's spread open like this, so I can cover it significantly more with seasoning, but I can also flip it over and season the inside cavity of the turkey. And that will allow me to get more flavoring on it. So the dark meat on the underside and the white meat on the underside will both be a lot more flavorful because of it. And because it's cooking from both sides a little faster, it's going to become crispy and lock in the moisture a lot better, which is always a nice thing. Having a moist turkey is way better than a dry one. And that's how you spatchcock it. Interesting way to start a video. This turkey is showing you everything that it is. So season the underside. You could do it liberally or a little bit less liberally, up to you. It's gonna basically draw all this flavor in overnight. So I actually took the separator off just to make sure that I could get more in faster. The underside, like this side right here, you're gonna be really careful, right? Because we have shards of bone kind of sticking out right here and right here. And again, you don't want turkey in you. Well, I mean, once it's cooked in your mouth, but you know what I mean. So anyways, so you gotta be really careful about that. I have a glove on just so I can not worry about it. We're gonna flip that over. And again, spread that out so that we can get better access to it. Lay it down and then continue going. So this is just the seasoning's called Dirty Bird, but it's just a seasoning I found. Liked the idea, the spices of it. The more practice you get on it, the better you'll be at nailing down which ones you actually do like, don't like. I'm just trying to get the seasoning all over the skin, give it a good flavor. Depending on how high you smoke the temperature at, you may not really get skin that's not horribly rubbery. I know that probably sounds wrong. Your skin might become rubbery on this turkey. It's okay. The meat itself will be super flavorful and super moist, and everyone's gonna be happy about it. Oh, this hand's gonna get dirty again. I like to let it dry brine on its back like this, or its breast, I guess, with its back splayed out like this. So what's going to happen is the salt's going to draw moisture. I know it's counterproductive, right? It's going to draw moisture out of the meat, but it locks in the moisture that's already inside of the meat. And then because of the way we cook it, it's going to lock in that temp faster. So it's going to become less dry because of that. So what's going to happen on its back like this is it's actually going to have like puddles of moisture in it. So it's going to be kind of gross. When we cook it, we'll flip it back over and then we'll cook it breast side up. So there you go.